And the other headline that we see, and one I can't stand, I turn on the morning CNBC to watch the investment, and it takes 10 minutes before there's somebody with a cannabis stock. And that reminds me of Brave New World. I remember reading it in high school, that Soma, that you're going to take this drug, and it's complete sexual freedom, which is really sexual bondage. You're really bound to this idea. But that's the Brave New World that Huxley was describing, right?
Exactly. So we've got Bergerons. We just talked about the parallels there in terms of this fake egalitarianism, dumbing down exceptionality. Nothing is exceptional anymore. Everything is going to be average. Has to be average, everything. And then you've got Huxley, which talks about soma and feelies. Well, what were the feelies? Feelies was this device where after you worked your day, you came home from the factory, you went into your apartment, your cubicle by yourself, you didn't have any social interaction, and you looked at your little screen and you watched porn. Doesn't that sound exactly like what we're doing with our smartphones today? Our feelies, while we're smoking our weed. So we've become a culture of drugs. We've become a culture that wants to numb the mind and numb the soul, numb the intellect, so that we can just look at our iPhones, look at our smartphones, and engage in some sort of distraction, even the debauched distraction of porn. That's Huxley.
Yeah, and that's what's being sold to us as liberty. I mean, what bothers me is that those are the liberties you have. You can sleep with whoever you want to, or have any sexual encounter you want, and you can take any drug that you want to. But I want to start a business. I want to start a lemonade stand as a kid, or I want to start a business as an adult. No, you can't do that. That might not be safe. So we've been sold this lie of what liberty is. And we've been given complete control. Like 1984, they watch everything. They monitor you on social media. If you say the wrong thing, you get canceled or cut off. It is like the social credit scores of China, implemented right here, but not by government, by the quote unquote free market.
Yeah. And we've lost the understanding of the distinction between license and liberty. What we have today is license, sexual license. You can do anything you want. That's sexual license. That's not liberty. That's not freedom. Because as we're told in Scripture, when you give yourself over to sin, sin controls you and you lose your freedom to that sin. It now governs every aspect of your life. So sexual license actually ends up taking us to a new master. And it's this master of debauchery, this master of porn, this master of sin over our lives. The liberty that we find in Jesus Christ is the thing that sets us free to live in the grand and glorious boundaries, those few simple boundaries that God gave us. We can enjoy the playground then because we recognize that the fences around that playground are there for our own good. That's liberty, whereas the license that we argue for today actually is bondage.
Yeah, there's no question. And what we're seeing, as you point out, it's a literature lesson in science fiction. We're watching all three of them come true before our very eyes.